for a moment you don't remember where you are. Then you remember Poland. Yesterday you arrived in Poland. You walked through the airport. You took a taxi. You found your new apartment. You visited a bakery and you learned your first Polish words. You whisper them quietly. Dzień dobry, dziękuję, proszę, do widzenia. And finally, before sleeping, you said dobranoc. Now it's morning again. And today you are going to learn more. You slowly get out of bed. You open the curtains. The sky is light. The streets are calm. You look outside and say, Dzień dobry, Polsko. Good morning, Poland. You smile. Maybe this is still difficult, so let's make it simple. Dzień dobry. You walk into the kitchen. You are thirsty. You look for some water. You find a bottle, pick it up, and whisper, "Voda, water, voda." You pour some water into a glass. You take a slow sip and breathe. Now you are angry. You open the refrigerator. Inside you see some food. Milk, cheese, eggs, breads. Let's learn some simple words. Mleko, milk, ser, cheese, jajko, egg, chleb, bread. You look at the bread and remember yesterday's bakery. Chleb. You smile. You already know this word. You take some bread, put it on a plate, and prepare a simple breakfast. A little bread, an egg, some cheese, and water. You sit down. The apartment is quiet. You eat slowly. There is no hurry. Today you have the whole morning. After breakfast, you decide to go outside, but first you need to get ready. You stand in front of the mirror. You look at yourself and say, "Dobrze." Good. You are ready. You put on your jacket. You take your keys, your phone, your wallet, and before leaving, you check everything. Telephone, phone, klucze, keys, portfolio, the wallet. Let's repeat slowly. Telephone, klucze, portfolio. You put everything in your pocket. You go to the door. You take your keys and open it. The hallway is quiet. You close the door and you walk downstairs. You hear a familiar voice. Your neighbor, the same friendly woman from yesterday. She smiles and says, "Dzień dobry." You smile back, "Dzień dobry." She looks at you and asks, "Jak się masz? How are you?" Jak się masz? This is one of the most useful Polish phrases. You answer, "Dobrze," good, or "Bardzo dobrze," very good. You smile and answer, "Bardzo dobrze, dziękuję." Dziękuję. Your neighbor smiles. She says, "Miłego dnia." Miłego dnia. Have a nice day. You answer, "Dziękuję." Wzajemnie. Wzajemnie. You do. Wzajemnie. One new word. Very useful. Very simple. You wave goodbye and continue downstairs. You open the main entrance. Fresh morning air, a quiet street, the smell of a bread again. sounds today, they are becoming words, and soon they will become your own Polish. You continue down the street toward the smell of fresh bread, and somewhere ahead you see a small bakery with warm lights and a little sign above the door. Piekarnia Bakery. You smile because you know where you are going. You open the door and whisper, "Dzień. The morning has officially begun." You open the bakery door. A small bell rings above you. Ding. The warm smell of fresh bread fills the room. You take a slow breath. Fresh bread, warm coffee, sweet pastries. It feels peaceful. The woman behind the counter looks at you and smiles. You smile and answer. You look around. There are many things to choose from: bread, rolls, croissants, cakes, and small sweet pastries. You don't know all the bullshit yet, and that's okay. You point to a small bread roll and say, "Proszę Boga." I want like a bread roll. I would like a bread roll. Let's repeat slowly. Proszę Boga. Again. Proszę Boga. The woman takes the bread roll and puts it into a small paper bag. Then she asks, "Coś jesteś? Anything else? Coś jesteś?" You look at the counter and see a small cake. You point at it. "Poproszę ciastko. Poproszę ciastko. I would like a little cake." The woman smiles and puts the cake into the bag. Then she asks again, "Coś jesteś?" You look around. "Coffee, yes." Coffee sounds good. You say, "Poproszę kawę." I would like coffee. The woman prepares your coffee. The sound is soft, warm, comforting. You watch the coffee slowly fills the cup. And while you wait, you hear another useful word: kava, coffee, kava. But when ordering, you say kawę, poproszę kawę. I would like coffee. The woman places the cup. Proszę, you smile, dziękuję. Then you remember something. You want to know the price. You ask, "Ile kosztują?" How much does it cost? Ile kosztują? Very useful. The women tell you the price. You listen carefully. Maybe you understand, maybe you don't. That's okay. You look at the screen and see the number. Let's practice some Polish numbers. 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 4, 4, 5, 5. You don't need to remember all of them immediately. Just listen. Let them become familiar. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The woman gives you your change. She says, "Proszę." You take the money. Dziękuję bardzo. Thank you very much. She smiles. Miłego dnia. Have a nice day. And you answer, "Wzajemnie, wzajemnie." You take your breakfast and took a place to sit. There is a small table near the window. You sit down, put your coffee on the table, open your paper bag, and look at your breakfast. A warm bread roll, a small cake, and coffee outside. The morning continues. People walk past the window. A cyclist passes. A tram moves quickly in the distance. You take your first sip of coffee, slowly, warm, comforting. You take a bite of the bread, fresh, soft juice. You whisper, "Smaczne, tasty." so smashy, very tasty. You are beginning to speak Polish without thinking too much. You look at your coffee and say, Dobra kawa, good coffee, dobra kawa. The sky is cloudy, but the streets are beautiful. So you whisper, ładnie, nice, beautiful, ładnie. You don't need complicated sentences. Simple Polish is enough. Dobra kawa, bardzo smacznie, ładnie. You finish your breakfast. The cup is empty. The paper bag is empty. You stand up. You take your things and walk toward the door. Before leaving, you turn toward the woman and say, Dziękuję. She smiles. Do widzenia. Do widzenia. You answer. You step outside. The morning air feels fresh. The city is getting busier. You have already learned a few more Polish phrases today. Yeah. There is still a whole morning ahead of you, and somewhere nearby there is a Polish shop where you will learn how to buy a few everyday things. You walk slowly toward it, listening to your footsteps and repeating softly, Dzień dobry, poproszę, dziękuję, do widzenia. You walk past a small cafe, a pharmacy, a flower shop, and finally you see a large sign, sklep, shop. You already know the word. Yesterday someone asked you, gdzie jest sklep? And today you are going inside one. The automatic doors open. You take a shopping basket and walk inside. The shop is quiet. Shelves everywhere. Bread, milk, fruit, vegetables, water. You look around and think, what do I need? You remember you need water. So you whisper for the water. You walk to the drinks. There are many bottles, small bottles, large bottles, still water, sparkling water. You pick one up, then you want to find something else. You look around and see an employee. You approach her, smile and say, Przepraszam, excuse me. She looks at you. You ask, gdzie jest woda? What is the water? Gdzie jest woda? Very useful. You can use the structure with almost anything. Gdzie jest sklep? Gdzie jest toilet? Gdzie jest kawa? Gdzie jest chleb? You don't need complicated grammar yet. Gdzie jest the employee points to the drinks. You smile, dziękuję. She answers, proszę. You walk toward the water. You put the bottle into your basket. You see apples, beautiful red apples. You pick up one. Jabłko, jabłko, apple, jabłko. You choose two apples, dwa jabłka. Two apples, dwa jabłka, Then you see bananas, banana. Then you remember yesterday breakfast, bread. You need bread. You look around and ask yourself, where is the bread? You see a sign, pieczywo, bread and baked goods. You don't need to remember this word yet. You simply follow the signs. You find the bread. You pick up loaf, chleb. Your basket now contains water, apples, bananas, bread. You walk through the shop. You see milk, mleko. You decide to buy milk too. You place it carefully in the basket. Now you are ready to pay. You walk toward the checkout. There is a small line. You wait quietly. One person, then another. Now it is your turn. You put your things on the counter. The cashier scans them. Beep, beep, beep. You listen carefully. The cashier tells you the things. You can simply ask elle est poisson, elle est poisson. How much do I pay? Let's repeat it slowly. Elle est poisson. The cashier tells you the amount. You take out your wallet, fill, you pay, and the cashier gives you the receipt. She says, "Bruce, you take a check." She smiles. You begin putting everything into your bag. The cashier asks, "Turba, a bag." You understand, a shopping bag. You answer, "Tak, Bruce." "Yes, please." She gives you a bag. You say, "Dziękuję bardzo." Thank you very much. You leave the shop. The morning sunlight touches your face. You carry your bag. You walk slowly down the street. You stop near a small park, sit on a bench, and quietly review foda, jabłko, banan, chleb, mleko. Gdzie jest ele płacą? Torba, tak, procie, dziękuję bardzo. You look around the park. Children are playing. A dog is running. Someone is riding a bicycle. The city is peaceful again. You take a deep breath and whisper, "Bardzo dobrze, very good." You look around. The weather has changed. Small drops of rain are beginning to fall. You watch the rain and slowly drink your coffee. A few minutes later, someone sitting at the next bench looks up around and smiles. They say, "Ładna pogoda, nice weather." You look outside. It's raining. You smile. Maybe they're joking. You answer, "Tak." They laugh softly. They ask you, "Jesteś Polski? Are you from Poland?" You understand one word, Polski, Poland. You shake your head. Nie. They smile. You want to explain. You are learning Polish. You remember odziecią polskiego, odziecią polskiego. I'm learning Polish. This sentence is slightly more advanced. Odziecią polskiego. The person smiles. Bardzo dobrze. You smile. Dziękuję. They ask, "Mówić po polsku? Do you speak Polish?" You think, "Not very much. Trochę, a little, trochę." Someone asks, "Do you speak Polish?" You say, "Trochę, a little." They speak slowly now. Jak się masz? How are you? You already know this. Dobrze, dziękuję. Jak masz na imię? They're asking now, "What is your name?" Mam na imię Dudu. My name is Dudu. You tell them your name. They smile. Miło mi. Nice to meet you. Miło mi. The conversation is simple, very simple, but it is real. Now the person is asking you, "Lubisz kawę?" Do you like coffee? You understand kawę. You answer, "Tak, lubię kawę." Yes, I like coffee. Lubię kawę. Then you can say, "Bardzo lubię kawę." I really like coffee. Lubię. We can say it with lubię kawę. Lubię herbatę. Lubię polską. Lubię polską. Indeed, I like Poland. The person smiles. Maybe they understand that you are beginning to feel at home. Before standing up and leaving, you look at the person and say, "Miło piwo." It was nice. Miło piwo. They smile. Do zobaczenia. Do zobaczenia. See you. Do zobaczenia. stop it. The pavement is wet. The air smells fresh. You carry your shopping bag and slowly walk home. As you walk, you quietly repeat today's conversation. Dzień dobry, co podać? Poproszę kawę. Co jesteś? Wodem proszę, dziękuję. Ciącią polskiego trochę, jak się masz? Dobrze, dziękuję. Jak masz na imię? Mam na imię. Miło mi, lubię kawę. Do zobaczenia. You reach your building. You open the door and walk upstairs. The day is becoming quiet. You have been awake for hours and you have learned so many new words. Jestem w domu. I'm home. After couples of hours, you decide to take one last walk. You put on your jacket, take your keys, and leave your apartment. The hallway is quiet. You walk downstairs. When you reach the entrance, you meet your neighbor again. She smiles. Dobry wieczór. Good evening, you smile. This is a new greeting. Dobry wieczór. Let's repeat it. Dobry wieczór. Jak się masz? Dobrze, dziękuję. She looks at your shopping bag and asks zakupi. Shopping, you smile. Tak, she laughs softly. You say dużo zakupów. A lot of shopping. Dużo zakupów. She smiles and says dobrego wieczoru. Have a good evening. Dobrego wieczoru. You answer dziękuję wzajemnie. You step outside. The evening air is cool. The pavement shines under the street lights. You walk slowly. No destination, just walking. You pass the bakery. The lights are still on. You remember your breakfast. Poproszę bułkę. You smile. You pass the cafe. You remember odziecią polskiego. Trochę. You continue walking. A drum passes in the distance. You stop in your small park. The trees move gently in the wind. You sit on a bench and breathe slowly. You can say mam na imię. You can also say odziecią polskiego. Trochę jak się masz? Bardzo dobrze, dziękuję. You can order and say poproszę kawę. You can ask ile kosztują. You can find something and say gdzie jest. And if you want to thank somebody, you say dziękuję. You sit quietly listening to the evening. Then you hear somebody walking nearby. A young woman smiles at you. She says, dobry wieczór. You answer, dobry wieczór. She asks, ładny wieczór, prawda? A nice evening, isn't it? You smile and answer, tak. She continues walking and you remain on the bench. The sky is becoming darker. The first lights up above the street. It's time to go home. You stand up and slowly walk back. When you reach your building, you open the door. You climb the stairs. You reach your apartment. You arrived in Poland with almost no Polish, and now you can greet someone, you can introduce yourself, order coffee, buy food, ask where something is, and say thank you and goodbye. You are learning slowly, naturally, one word at a time. Close your eyes, relax your shoulders, take a slow breath and breathe out. Imagine the Polish street outside, the warm lights, the quiet drum, the rain on the pavement, the sound of people speaking Polish. widzenia, dobranoc, śpij dobrze, sleep well, śpij spokojnie, sleep peacefully. You don't need to study anymore. Just listen, breathe and sleep. Dobranoc, do jutra. Don't forget to like and subscribe whenever you are awake. Ciao, ciao.